Hi, Trisha. Are you feeling better? Good. Very good. Do you need any direction on any of the assignment that I uploaded?
I looked in your recording.
Oh, okay. Good. Excellent. Sounds good. You got any big holiday plans?
Just probably go over to my grandma's, open our presents over there, and then have a big Christmas dinner here with my mom and dad.
Oh, nice. And what did you ask for Santa?
I asked for Santa to have a snow globe.
That's awesome.
Because I like to shake it up to see if the big snow falls.
Yeah, very cool. Nice. Hello. How is everybody else?
Sup?
Hi, Tanner.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
All.
Yeah. Hi, Dustin. Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning, Mrs. Gray.
Good morning.
Are you swatting at flies, Dustin?
No, my brother.
Oh, goodness. Hi, Azaria, Sierra, Taylor. Good to see you guys. Callie, good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. Ooh, someone's playing Christmas music. I can hear it. Tanner, is that you?
That's my dad's TV.
Yeah.
Not showing gunfire.
Oh, geez. Morning, Michael.
Not playing hip hop. Everything's good now. It turns out that wasn't gunfire. It was just random music.
Uh-huh. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just waiting on a couple of people to jump in here. Hi, Grace. I was gonna wait till 11:22 just to give everyone a chance to pop in here.
My mic wasn't working right, so I had to reload the screen.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Hi, Gia.
Hi.
Okay, so this is, let's see here. So we have our exam is going to be Wednesday, so we'll have one more meet before the exam, but it'll be on Monday from 11:20 to 12:05. Okay, so just remember that it's going to start at the same time but end a little bit early, okay, because we'll end at 12:05 on Monday. I am going to put a review sheet out there for anybody that wants to have something to kind of look at and review. I am not scoring it. Excuse me. So if you decide to do the review, that's totally up to you, but I am not scoring it. Okay. It's just to help you with the exam. If you want something to, kind of guide your studying, that's totally up to you. So at the end of class today or sometime during the class, I will upload that to Google Classroom. It's just ready to go. I just need to hit assign. And even though it's in Google Classroom, I am not scoring it, okay? And I've said that 3 times just to make sure you understand. It's not an assignment that you have to do. It's optional. If that's something you want to do, you can. I'm not scoring it, okay? So if you do it and turn it in, it's not going to get scored. It's just for you to help guide your studying, Okay, hopefully I made that clear. All right, so then again, one more time, on Monday, we'll meet from 11:20 to 12:05, and we'll probably go over the review sheet, like I'll have it in my hand, and we'll kind of be looking at it and reviewing it, and then the day of the test, you'll come in, we'll maybe do some little bit of review, and then we'll take the exam, okay? So that's kind of my plan of action at this point. The things that need to get turned in are the HyperDoc that I put out there. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here first. And then we were taking notes on a table, and I'm hoping that we're going to get done with that today. That's my goal, is to, get that all taken care of. And then you guys would just turn that in. And if you've been following along, that's going to be a really easy grade because you've done it with us and followed along, and it should be a piece of cake. Okay. So let me just, I'll do the warm up here in just a second, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the HyperDoc that I put out there because a couple of people turned it in, and they turned it in without one of the pieces that go with it. So I'm going to just share my screen right here and show you what part is being missed. Okay. So as soon as that loads, my computer, I don't know what's going on. It seems a little bit slow today. So I'm not really sure why it's working in turtle mode. Maybe it's because Azaria has a turtle on her screen and she's just like setting me up. But I don't know. I hope that's not my omen for that little cute turtle. All right, so I'm going into Google Classroom, so watch as I show you what you need to do. Okay, so here's the HyperDoc, okay? And here, this right here, this assignment right there goes with it. So let me show you where that starts so that you can, for those people that turned it in, you need to go back and just kind of work on that little section. And like I said, oh, you know what? I don't think I'm on video, so I don't think it's the video issue. Oh, I am on video. Okay, let me get off of camera here so that, we can see. Maybe I can't get off video. It's not letting me. Well, that's weird. Oh, there it is. Okay, it decided to be slow. We must be going on slow mode today. I don't know. Anyway, so here is that HyperDoc. Okay, and I'm going to try to scroll through it. It's still kind of looping. Doesn't want to go too fast. Okay, so we're getting down here. And where it says, right here, it says, during the pregnancy, prenatal changes occur with both mother and developing baby. Use the month-by-month resource to help you complete the What Month Am I assignment. Characteristics provided include examples of both mother and baby, and a copy has been made for you in Google Classroom. So you would click on this link, and then you would go into Google Classroom, and you would click this. And this is where you're going to put what month it is. So like if you think teeth buds form, you're going to put whatever month that is, month 2, 3, 4. And by using this resource, that'll help you figure that out. Okay. I don't know that you'll be able to write on this unless you have Kami. So you might have to open it with a Google Doc, okay, to be able to manipulate it. Okay, so that's the one thing that a couple people missed that turned it in. Maybe you've done it, just haven't turned it in yet. And you have done this sheet. But just remember that in the HyperDoc, it mentions that you need to do that portion of it down in the HyperDoc. So is there a question, or did I explain that well enough for you guys to understand what I'm asking you to do? You can use the chat if you want. Or you can just unmic and say, yeah, Ms. Epka, we got it. I understand what you're saying. Or
Type it in.
Taylor?
Sorry, my
That's okay. Can anyone tell me if they understand what I showed?
I understand what you said.
Okay. All right, very good. All right. So if you don't remember, I always have office hours, or you can email me. I check my emails like constantly. So you should get a response within 30 minutes to an hour whenever you do it, unless you're doing it when I'm asleep. Then obviously I can't respond as quickly as, I would. Anyway, so I forgot to have you guys put a greeting in the chat. So just put a hi, how are you? Give me an emoji or something just so I know you're here physically and mentally. And we'll do the same at the end with our farewells as we head into our weekend after the class is done. So don't forget to do your farewell at the end of class, which is at 11 or 12:20, not 10 minutes from now. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started here. Tanner, can you mute your mic? Are you able to do that? Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to shut that screen. We're going to go in and do those warm-ups. Today is just a general question, just because we're ending our time in this first quarter. And our first semester, I should say. So I just put a general question in here. Remember that the warm-ups are due. So if you've been doing them with us, it shouldn't be very difficult for you to turn them in when you're done. Just make sure you have caps and ends. I've had a couple students lately turn in the warm-ups, and two of them that were turned in, they had an IDK, and you know that that's a 0 because you can make a good educational guess. And there was no capitals or periods or a complete sentence, which means part of the question's in your answer. So just make sure that you have all those I's dotted, those T's crossed, and then you can go ahead and turn in your warm-up, which is going to be a total this time of 12 points. So it's kind of up there, and I would say you want as many points as possible before the end of the semester. So make sure you get that in. So you got about a minute left with my chattering going on. So go ahead and continue to work on it, and then I'm going to come back in a minute. Okay, so take your minute. Turn it in if you can, because that just makes your life easier. You don't have another assignment to worry about. You have one done. So that would be good. About 15 seconds.
That's connection.
Can I help you?
I lost Wi-Fi connection. That's why I got kicked
okay.
off.
Yep, I knew you'd be back. All right, so hopefully you got that done. My watch is going off, which means time is up. I don't know what that's about, but I'll get rid of that. Okay, so we are going to continue on with our notes. So if you came in a little late, make sure you put something in the chat so I know you're here and accounted for. We were talking about our next time together would be Monday, and we have a little bit of a shortened class period because of the exam schedule. So on Monday, we meet at the same time, but we end at 12:05. And so I will be putting out during this class and maybe thereafter is a review sheet for the exam. It is not being scored. So if you choose to do it and turn it in, I'm not scoring it. Okay. It's just for you if you want like a little extra help at figuring out, okay, what do I study? What do I need to know? That kind of stuff. Okay. So, and then today we're going to finish hopefully the table because that's part of your exam, which is, remember I put the Quizlet in the Google Stream so that can kind of help you study as well. So make sure you are accessing those tools that are available to you so that you can do a good job on your exam, okay? So now we're gonna click back into our stages of pregnancy, and I just need somebody to remind me, and I think I know, but just to, make sure that I'm starting where I need to, if you can remind me what month we were in. I think I have a good idea, but it would be helpful if you could maybe remind me. So I want to say we saw the 3D ultrasound, and did we see the pictures from 15 to 20? I kind of feel like I showed that video. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Anybody out there want to comment?
I think you did, Miss Upco.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm talking to myself a lot of times. All righty. So, let's see. Hold on, I was gonna see. I was gonna see if I could use my phone, but that's
What's going on?
nothing. That was me. I was gonna try to see if I could use two screens, but nope. All right. So here's what's going on, Tanner. You need to go into Google Classroom and pull up your note page that has that table on it. And we are going to continue going through that. So we have 4 more months to go. And I want to make sure that we get through it. So that's my goal.
You mean the red month thing?
Say that one more time.
You mean the red month thing?
Yep.
I get that.
Yep. Okay. So we were still working on it though, because we're in month 5. Are you with me? Do you want me to show you what it looks like? Okay.
I already know what it looks like.
Okay, and you have it open because we're working on it, right?
I know that. Gee,
Okay.
what the heck is that going? You're making it sound like
I just gotta make sure you're all okay so that you stay with us and we're all on the same page.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So here we go. The 5th month. Okay, so the fetus is about 6.5 to 7 inches long, and it weighs about 4 to 5 ounces. Okay. The hair, the eyelashes, eyebrows appear. The teeth continue to develop. Organs are maturing, and the fetus is more active and moving around. There's something called an inugo development, and it's a layer of thick, downy hair that grows and, kind of keeps the baby warm. And the effects on the mother is that the fetal heartbeat can be clearly heard. So every time you're going into the doctor, you're hearing that heartbeat, and it's very fast. And the baby's the mother weight is going to gain about 10 to 12 pounds, okay, at this point. So make sure remember we talked about getting a couple ideas down so that you have information to go off of. And I'll wait, about 30 seconds or so. And if I go too fast, remember there is a recording that you are able to access with the information. So just remember that. And then Tanner, do you want to tell me when you're done and that'll be our indicator, or do you want me to pick somebody else?
I'm done.
Okay. All right. If you need more time, it's your moment to tell me. Okay. Tanner's giving me the go-ahead. Okay. So we're going to look at 21-27 marker as to what that is going to entail in the baby. And let me see if it loads first before I go through all the rigmarole of getting you to view it. Okay, looks like it's there. All right, so I have to click out of the one to get into the other, of course. So I feel like I'm playing musical chairs without the music, and I'm not doing a good job of winning. Oh, shoot, I did the wrong one. Oopsie, cancel that. Let me try that again. See, I told you I was losing at musical chairs. All right, here we go. And remember, it's going to be choppy at first, but it'll kind of clear up as we get through it.
Between 21 and 27 weeks, your baby's sense of touch is developing, along with his unique fingerprints. When you rub or gently press on your belly, you may feel your baby squirm or kick in response. He can feel his own face now as well as anything within his reach, including the umbilical cord. He'll keep experimenting with and refining his sense of touch. Around 23 weeks, your baby can swallow. Soon after, you may notice fetal hiccups. Don't worry, hiccups are a normal part of development, and it's common for your baby to have them several times a day. His lungs are also forming millions of tiny branches called bronchioles. Incredibly, your baby is already practicing breathing by inhaling and moving small amounts of amniotic fluid in and out of his lungs. At 24 weeks, the baby is capable of surviving outside the uterus with significant medical help. At 27 weeks, your baby's eyelids may open as a reflex, but he can't see yet. His lips are formed, and he now has tiny taste buds on his tongue. He weighs nearly 2 pounds and is about 14 and a half inches long. Now there's just one more trimester to go.
Okay, that was a little chappy, but at least we have the closed captioning to kind of help guide us a little bit, so it's not a total loss. Okay, so back to the PowerPoint at hand here. All right. So now we're into their 6th month, okay? And this is the end of that 2nd trimester. So we have the fetus is beginning or between 8 to 10 inches long, weighing about 8 to 12 pounds. Fat is beginning to deposit under the skin, and the fetus appears wrinkled. Eyebrows and eyelids are clearly visible, and the fetus looks wrinkled. The fetus lungs are filled with amniotic fluids, allowing breathing motion to begin. The mother will feel much stronger movements, kicks, thumps. Very little additional weight is added. Talking or singing to the unborn child is encouraged because the fetus can hear you. And they have all sorts of tools now where you can, put things on the belly and, play music and different things that the baby can respond to. All right, so I'll wait for Tanner to give me the thumbs up, and then I'll show you the still pictures of what it looks like through the 2nd trimester.
All right.
Okay. If somebody else is still writing, you just need to let me know one way or the other, vocally or through the chat. Miss Gray will let me know. Okay. All right, so let's look at those still pictures. So this is the 2nd trimester and kind of what it looks like in the abdomen. So you can kind of see how the weeks are progressing and the baby is turning in there, which is causing that movement. You're starting to feel it more. Your abdomen's becoming extended. And remember, if you look at the baby's head, it's sitting right on the bladder. So that's why it's really hard for females to, or not hard for them, but they're frequently visiting the bathroom because of that reason. The baby's getting bigger, the bladder's getting smaller, so the bathroom has to be used more frequently. All right. So now we are in the 3rd trimester. We're kind of on the homeward slide. This is where females are starting to come into the realization that the baby is going to be born, thinking about the baby's room, thinking about what they need for the baby once the baby is here. So all of those thoughts flood the brain, and there's worry, excitement for the baby to arrive. So when we talk about the 7th month and the development that's going on, the fetus is about 10 to 12 inches long and weighing about 1.5 to 2 pounds. It's active. It has activity time and then periods of rest time. So a lot of times it kind of goes with the mom. If you have your routine where you go to bed at night, probably the baby will be sleeping and more active when you're active. It doesn't mean that, the baby can't be moving around in there at night. It's just probably not as active as it normally would be. Eyelids separate. Vernix develops a thick, greasy substance that protects and coats the newborn. On the mom side, as posture is affected by the increased weight and size. So because pregnancy is so gradual that it's, you're as the female, it's really kind of a gradual thing that the weight is increasing. You're learning how to hold the weight and deal with it. But, we have at school an empathy belly that you can wear. And when you are put that on, you're not used to the weight distribution because you just get slapped with it on at that moment in time, where the mother, it's gradually increasing, so they're able to kind of deal with the weight. But when you put on an empathy belly, it's like an immediate result of how weight can be distributed, and it can knock some people off their feet. So that's just one example. But as a female, you are becoming more uncomfortable, and the weight is being able to be distributed, but your posture is affected. Enlarging uterus continues to place pressure on the bladder, causing more frequent urination. Like I said, baby's getting bigger. It's pushing things, it's pushing your stomach, it's pushing your lungs, it's pushing on your bladder. So, the body is making room for this baby by making other things, a little bit smaller. And so you have heartburn because your stomach's up higher. You might have not breathing difficulties, but, you become more winded a little bit faster than you normally would. And about the bathroom thing as well. So Tanner, are you giving me a go ahead?
Go for it.
Thank you. Okay. And then the 8th month, the fetus is going to be about 14 to 16 inches long, weighing about 2.5 to 3 pounds. The fetus gains about half of a pound per week, with layers of fat continuing to pile on. The fetus may react to noises with a jerky type action, and the fetus probably has turned to a head down position in preparation for birth. So the baby does turn, and that's kind of the tall tale sign that it's ready to be born, and it's putting pressure on your cervix, on a female cervix. So the cervix is what grows or gets bigger when the baby is being delivered, and it has to get up to 10 centimeters, about the size of an orange. Okay, and right now it's as hard as a bone. So it's keeping the baby protected. But because the head is down, it's putting pressure on that cervix, and it's kind of softening it up, which is called effacing. So that's kind of what is the cervix softening, is effacing. So the mother, again, is continued backaches, leg cramps, shortness of breath, fatigue, and possible swelling. A lot of times they want you to put your feet up. Like I worked all day, and so I would come home from work and put my feet up because my feet would be somewhat swelled at the end of the day. I told you about my shortness of breath. There are some leg cramps going on. The best thing I can tell you for a leg cramp is to straighten your leg out and then push your toes to your face without bending your leg. So you want to just kind of push your leg out and take your toes and turn them all the way up to your face, and that will help alleviate that leg cramp. Okay. And that doesn't have to mean people get leg cramps for a lot of reasons, but that's one way to kind of immediately handle it. And I thought you had to jump out of bed and start walking on it. But then when I was pregnant and I was complaining about having these cramps at night, the doctor told me just straighten your leg out and push your toes towards your face. Okay, and that's going to alleviate that. Fetal kicks are still being felt, even though space has become quite limited. In the last month, they want you to do a kick count. So every hour, your baby should kick so many times. I want to say, and I don't know if Miss Gray can weigh in on this because her daughter has recently had a baby, but I want to say it's between 10 and 20 times that you want to count how many times your baby kicks in the last month, just because you want to make sure it's still active in there and there's not something that could be looming as a problem and, not be handled before birth. Mother is going to be right around 18, 20 pounds that have been gained. And, that's just normal. Gaining weight during pregnancy is normal. All right. Tanner, thumbs up.
Go for it.
All right. So this is getting close to birth here. So we're going to watch this little clip on 28 to 37. And hopefully it'll be a little bit better, but probably not. But we got the closed captioning, so that'll help us. I keep playing with my scroll bar here because it doesn't want to pop up. It's like playing peekaboo. It's there, it's not there. It's there, it's not there. These are the fun turbulations of virtual learning. Okay, here we go. All right. So now we're close here. We're getting close to the end. We're in those last, well, we're close to, we have 1 month to go.
You and your baby are beginning your last trimester together. At 28 weeks, your baby weighs just over 2 pounds. He'll more than triple his weight between now and birth and build a layer of fat that will help keep him warm outside the womb. Your baby's skeleton is hardening. The bones in his head have not yet fused together, which will allow them to slightly overlap as his head passes through the snug space of the birth canal. Billions of neurons have developed and are firing in your baby's brain, creating essential connections that will help him learn in and outside the womb. Your baby can open his eyes now and see the light that filters through your womb. He can hear too, so go ahead and talk or sing to your baby. As your due date nears, your baby will shed small bits of vernix caseosa, the white cheesy substance that covers his entire body and protects his skin from the amniotic fluid he's floating in. Your baby swallows some of these bits, along with other secretions, which pass through his digestive system to become his first bowel movement. At 37 weeks, your baby's skin is pink and soft. He's looking less like a wrinkled alien and more like a baby. He's gaining nearly 1 ounce a day and weighs about 6 pounds. He's now considered full term. In preparation for birth, most babies will turn so their head is facing downward. Your baby will stay that way, head resting in your pelvic area, as he gets ready to greet the world.
All righty. All right, here we go. All right, 9 months. Woo! Fetal development. The baby measures about 17 to 18 inches long and weighs about 5 to 6 pounds, but weight gain does continue. So the average newborn weight is about 7.5 pounds. And we already talked about, you guys probably, remember how much you weighed, or your parents maybe talked about what you weighed. The fetal movements are much slower due to crowding or lack of room. I mean, just imagine if there was 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, what kind of room is available? Okay, so this is just one baby in there, and there's not much room. Okay, which is why when they're born, they like to be swaddled, because they have been in crowded space for a long time, and it just kind of soothes them and makes them comfortable. Disease-fighting antibodies are taken from the mother's blood. So when the baby is born, it has antibodies that help fight off anything that could harm or hurt the baby. The fetus descends into the pelvis and is ready for birth. For the mother, she's going to experience something called lightning, and that is when the fetus drops or moves into the pelvis, allowing the mother to breathe much easier. So, at the latter parts of the pregnancy, because the baby drops, it can actually alleviate some of the pressure on the lungs and the diaphragm a little bit, and that can, allow her to breathe a little bit more easy. There are usually multiple discomforts of late pregnancy. And we talked about some, you're just feeling really uncomfortable and ready for this baby to be born. The weight gain for a mother will be between 25 and 35 pounds. That's a healthy weight. So if you gain under that or over that, the doctor's probably going to be involved in trying to figure out why that has occurred. The uterus is about the size of a small watermelon and may have false labor pain. So what happens is like your abdomen kind of tightens and releases and tightens and releases. And those are called Braxton Hicks contractions. It's kind of like your body is developing or practicing for an actual contraction. They're just uncomfortable. They don't like really hurt. It just feels like there's a tightening going on, and then there's a release. You will know if you have a contraction because it is extremely painful. Okay. And the way I can describe it to you is think about the baby's head on the cervix. And every time the mother has a contraction, her uterus is pushing in and pushing the baby's head down on the cervix. And that's why it's so uncomfortable. Okay.
But I like pain, so it would be fine to me.
You like pain?
Yeah.
Okay, well, giddy up, girl, because you're going to experience quite a bit.
Well, I'm not having kids, so I'm fine.
And so we'll talk about different things, during the birthing section, but there are things that you can, talk to your doctor about and ways to alleviate the pain. So there's all sorts of things available. All right, so let's look at our third trimester chart here and see what it entails. Okay, so the third trimester, you notice as I scroll that the baby's getting bigger. The head is down. The abdomen is protruding. And we're getting close to the point where the baby's going to start effacing that cervix and then be born, okay? So that's just a good still picture of, where we're at when it comes to that. Okay, so this is, there we go, a week by week, and we'll watch that here. Let me play musical chairs here. Hold on. Okay, so this is the week by week belly and everything that you're going to see. I think, in your hyperlink, they did something similar to this as well. noticed, but different women look different at different stages. So, everybody is different. They're gonna, my first pregnancy, I would say I didn't show as much at first as I did with my other ones because my muscles and everything had been stretched before. So as you start having children, you'll look more pregnant earlier on than you did with your first pregnancy, just because your muscles didn't grow, didn't get pushed in the first pregnancy, as much, just because your muscles have never been stressed like that. So as the pregnancies continue with my kids, my second pregnancy and my third pregnancy, I probably looked more pregnant, like let's say at 4 months, than I did when I had my first child, just because my muscles and everything had already been stretched before. Stretch marks is something common that does happen. I think it really depends on genetics, and you can use all sorts of creams and different things like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna prevent a stretch mark from occurring. They do lighten over time and they're not as noticeable, but they're always going to be there unless you have some kind of a surgery or something that takes care of them. But it's just part of being pregnant, unfortunately.
By the way, can't you get stretch marks from other things too?
Yes.
You don't just have to
just
be
by
pregnant.
growing. I have, from going through puberty and things like that, I have stretch marks on different areas of my body because, I was growing at a rate that was quick and my skin got stretched. Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be pregnancy for sure. All right. So I think this is where I ended. Okay. Whoops. I'm like flying through. So what I need you to do is to turn in your guided notes, okay? So you're gonna, I'm not presenting, so let me do that. So you can see what I'm doing here.
I didn't get the, one of the months.
Are you talking about the notes?
Well, I'm talking about my chart. I didn't get month 4 for mine. I wasn't.
Okay, so you would go back in the recordings and you would look for that month.
All right.
Okay, but this is what I'm talking about needs to get turned in. It's a really easy assignment. We did it all together and you guys need to make sure it gets turned in, okay? So that's what I'm looking for coming from you as you turn in your work, okay? So let's get that turned in. And then I'm going to release the exam review. Remember, I am not scoring it. You do not turn it in. But if you want something to look over of the things that we've talked about, then, I would use that as like a study tool. Okay, so I even put in parentheses, not being scored. So that would hopefully remind you that if you want to do it, you can, and it's totally up to you. All right. So I could go into more, but I don't want to burden you with too much for your exam. So what I'm going to tell you right now is in our last 20 minutes, I only have 2 pregnancy hyperdocs. Okay. I would like you to work on those while you're here until 12:20. Or if you want to start on your exam review, you can do that too if you want. Remember, that is optional. But the hyperdoc is not. Or you want to work on your warm-ups. Or you want to go back and watch month 4 of the recording so that you can finish your notes and get them turned in. Okay, but that stuff needs to get done. Or you don't have your morning sickness, because I have 16 people that have not turned that in. So maybe you need to go back and work on morning sickness. So the remainder of the class ends at 12:20, and this is our rest of our work session. So you're not excused. You need to use this time I'm giving you to get as much work as you can done, because that's going to help your overall score in parenting. Okay, and some of you are on that edge where it's going to go bad really fast if you don't start turning your stuff in. So, McKenna, what's your question for me?
I think I already turned in the hyperdoc. thing. I don't know if I did or if I didn't,
Yep,
but I think
you
I
did.
did it.
But I was showing the kids that there's a section that you did not finish, and I can show it to you if you want me to.
Yeah.
Okay. So watch my screen. Everyone else is in work mode right now. Unless you have a question, put it in the chat, or I'll be back in just a second to talk to you if you want to talk to me. All right, so McKenna, watch. So in the HyperDoc, this part, whoa, hello. This part right here, you did not do, and it's part of the HyperDoc kind of at the bottom. So I'll kind of show you where it is. Okay, so it's right here because it says that a copy has been made for you in Google Classroom.
Oh,
So
I
if
didn't
you
see that. I
access-
didn't see that. I didn't
Okay.
see the
All right,
link.
so this is your link right here where it says month by month resource. And then you're going to go get that document out of Google Classroom. And all you have to do is tell me what month the developmental things that are listed there happen. So they happened in month 1 or month 7 or whatever. And that resource should be able to assist you to figure that out.
All right. I didn't know that was there. I couldn't
Yep.
tell if it was a link or not.
Yep. So there you go. So that's something that you could be working on as well, so that you get that, you get your notes done and you get your HyperDoc done. And those are 2 things off your plate. You can check them off. Okay. So if you have a question, you can put something in the chat. I'm here to assist you in any way I can. Or you got work you need to get done, and that's what I expect you to be working on. Okay. So hopefully I made myself clear. And remember, you can always reach out to me anytime. I am your teacher. That's my job. Okay.
We can't do it because we can't write on it.
You gotta, as I showed, watch Tanner, you gotta turn it into a Google Doc. So if you go into Google Classroom and open this, you should be able to open it in a Google Doc.
Oh, come on. I don't want to open it in a doc. That's going to take forever.
No, it is not. Couple clicks and you're there. See, look at me. How long did that take me? 3 seconds? So there you go, bud.
I got a question. Why
Yeah,
did you show us this before today?
I did show you.
No, you didn't. You didn't show us Monday.
I think I did.
No, you didn't.
Anybody want to corroborate that? Did I forget to show you? I have a recording. I will go back and look.
Come on. I don't even know how to do this.
You have to use the resource.
The resource is useless.
No, it's not.
I used this one. I remembered I have the slides for that thing. So then I just used the slides. So I didn't even have to look at the recording.
Yeah, either way you want to do it. Yep, you can do it either way.
I really
Right
don't
here,
want
it
to
says
do it.
first month, click on it, and then it's going to show you all the things in the first month. And then you can just go through the list.
This shouldn't take long, right? That part of the thing shouldn't take long.
That's up
I
to
think it
interpretation.
is going to take long.
We got 10 minutes. You could probably get it done in that amount of time.
Okay, I clicked on docs, but it's not showing me anything. How am I supposed to do it again?
Okay. I think I'm still presenting. All right, I'm going to start at the beginning so that you can see me straight through. Okay, so click on this, and up here at the top, it says open with. And then you go to Google Doc. And then this is what I would do, Tanner. Have you done a split screen before, bud?
Yes, and they're difficult, so I prefer not to.
All right, well, that's what I'm gonna do with mine. I'm gonna just kind of throw it over here like this and try it one more time. Boom. And then I'm gonna open this link right here. And then I have the article right next to me along with my worksheet here.
So if I'm right, that's the worksheet, right? The one to the right.
Yes.
Because
So I
that
got
I was like,
month.
I thought you were saying the link was that, but then it was that. I see that.
Are you with
now.
me? Okay. So changes you might experience. So what I would do is I would look at these and then I would go down and see if I can put a 1 next to anything here. Click on the
I have a tip for people about making copies of something. You can also click the print button and you can save it to your docs.
This isn't looking right to me.
You could click print and it saves it to your docs for you. So then you can do it like that to make a copy too.
So this is kind of where you need to be looking right here. Like this is the 3rd month and it says the baby is not officially a fetus, is between 2 and 4 inches long. By the end of the 1st trimester, all organs are present and even fingernails are developing. Or you can use what McKenna said, and she just said that she's going to use her notes. So again, you can pull up your notes if you want and just, have it there and correlate it to what you want.
I'm gonna finish it later because right now it's way too loud in my house to even open things. Because my sister's watching something.
Okay, I don't need to know. I'm good. Did you see the review page though, McKenna?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure you saw it and that it was there. Okay.
How many questions are on this part of our exam?
You'll have to look. I can't recall. I teach 3 different things and I've done 3 different reviews. So
Oh,
just take a look on your own and that'll give you a good indication of how much there is.
all right.
Thanks.
I finished the morning sickness.
Oh, nice. Good job, bud. All right, now pick something else to work on. Okay, is there any questions I can answer before you guys head out? And know that we're gonna meet the next time Monday, but that our hour will be shortened a little bit.
I have no questions.
Okay. And that I will be going over the review page just to kind of go over some answers so that you guys are ready to go for the test. And we'll probably do a little review the day of the exam, just brief, and then I'll give you the exam. Okie dokie. All right. So
Okay.
tell me you'll see me later in the chat. And we will see you on Monday.
Yep. See you Monday.
Bye, Michael. See you guys. Thanks for tuning me in today.
See you 6th hour, Miss Epka.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, Tanner.